It is Lisa and Chris again, and today we are going to talk about what does inclusion mean in terms of education. First of all, I would like to talk about what my education was like when I started school. I started school when I was 3 years old, which was early 70s. The class was made up of around 10 students with disabilities, a teacher, and one aide. Almost all of the students needed help in the bathroom and other activities. The students were at different levels of learning. As you can see, that learning was very difficult because the students needed help, so the teacher had to stop teaching. So I was very bored. I cried a lot because I hated school very much. I started going to school at the age of 3 and it was a full day. Beside that, I had to take the bus to school, and the bus ride was over an hour-long ride. You can see why I cried so much. My parents asked the teachers how I was doing at school, and they could not give an answer for that question because there were no grades that were given. This was going on for several years. My mom was getting very frustrated with what was going on. So she fought for many years so that I could change programs. During the several years while I was in this program, my mom got on the board for the special education. She always brought up that the bus ride was over an hour, which was against the law, and how I was not getting homework. The head of the board basically didn't care what my mom thought. In 1980, her fight had won. The head of the board decided that he had heard enough, so he allowed me to switch program, so I moved to a school which had real grade levels. I went into the 4th grade. This class had reverse mainstream. What is that, you might be saying? It is where a few students who did not have a disability would come into our classroom for a few subjects. We were learning exactly what the regular classroom were learning. I was in this program for 2 years. Then I entered junior high, and I started to be mainstream for a few classes during 6th grade, and by 8th grade I was totally mainstream for all of my classes. Chris, what is mainstream? It is where a student with a disability attends a regular class with the regular students. I continued to be mainstream for all of high school, and was on the honor roll all 4 years. These schools were never in the district that we lived in. So I always rode a bus to school. If you are a parent of a child with a disability, and you are having a really hard time getting the proper education for your child, I beg you to not lose hope. You know your child the best, and the experts does not really know your child, so they only use the basic knowledge about children with disabilities. You have the right to fight for your child. If my mom gone with what the experts told my parents, do you think I would be here on YouTube and had a good job as a programmer analyst? Heck no. I encourage you to seek out ways to improve the quality of your child's education. You never know what your child could be when they grow up. I know I have not explained what inclusion is yet, but I wanted to explain how my education was first before I go into what it is like today. Inclusion is when a student with a disability attends their own local school. This sounds great, right? Well, for some students with a disability, this is no problem. If I was a student, I would be having a blast making friends around our neighborhood. But this concept does not work well with some disability like autism. Some kids with autism have a really hard time with distractions. So putting these students in a regular classroom would not be good for them. My friend's son is autistic, and they tried putting him in a regular classroom with an aide, but it didn't work well for him. My friends took him out of school and started to homeschool him. That helped a lot. Inclusion does not always work. In my mind, there must be a little bit of inclusion and a separate class for students who need more help. Last week I was talking to my friend who is a teacher. She was telling me that she is dreading this coming school year because she has 4 special needs students with no aid to help her. You see that doing all inclusion might not be the best thing to do for all parties involved. The hard part is there are so many kinds of students that you cannot always do the right thing for each student. I hope that you learned a little bit what I had to face when I was going to school and what it is like now. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to tell what you think about inclusion, please leave a comment for us below. We always love to chat with you. See you next week with 2 new video. Chris signing off.